Hi friends, thanks for joining me. I'm super excited because this is going to be a really fun and really easy um, project we're going to work on today. And what we're going to do is no, we don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to open this design that I got from Etsy. I'm going to probably say it wrong, but I think it's Artiply on Etsy. This is asking me if I want to open an auto recovery file. I don't. It's asking me that because I've already opened this and worked with this file. So I'm just going to choose no. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to add the name Brown with the E at the end at the bottom here. And then we're going to take it and put it onto a dish towel. Okay. So from here, we have our file. And to add a new file, we're going to choose File, Merge. And then we're going to go to our font file. And I'm going to use all caps and the 15. I'm going to come down here to brown, or not to brown, to B, PES, choose open. Okay, and from here, this is kind of the fun part. You can go up there and choose file, merge, and do each letter. They'll come up here and you have to drag them down there and line them up. Or you can choose this word up here that says icons. It's kind of hard to tell that it says icons, but it says insert lettering from info pane. So we're going to choose that. And it's going to come up with the folder we have open already, as well as the new one. And so we're going to go in here, we're going to delete album folders. We're going to delete the heart folder, the Mr. and Mrs. one. And then we're going to change our file type to PES. PES, okay. So from here, we're going to choose alphabet mode. And what that's going to do is it's going to take the letters and put them in order for us. So now our next letter, I'm not quite sure what's the difference between these, but our next letter is going to be the R. Oh, just the color, that's all. And then an O. Oh, these are our O's. How cute. Okay, so there's no yellow. Oh, there's our O's. Those are O's for different dialects. Okay. And then W, N, and an E. So lucky for me, it fits perfectly. There's nothing I have to do. But if you did need to do anything to this, you could highlight it so it gets all of them in there and then move it to where you might want it to be. Okay, or oops. There, it's just going to be on one side of the line or other. So let's see. We can take this. So it's essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces as a design. We can take this whole thing, 7 different files is what I meant by that. Go up here to edit and oh gosh. It's been a long time since I've used this. Actually, what am I thinking? I'm thinking of creating SVGs. We don't have to do any of that. This is all going to save as one file now. So we can take this and I'm going to go ahead and change it to the yellow. So how do we get out of here? I think we just click icons again. I'm going to take this red and turn it to yellow so that it can all stitch out at the same time. Okay. And now if you want to move it, if you want to move everything together, you can do that. We don't really need to. It's just going to save this size. So we're going to hit File, Save As, and I'm going to save it on my desktop as its own thing so I can find it easy. I'm going to name it Misty because that's what I'm making it for. Choose Save. You wish to save this file anyhow in a larger hoop. Cancel. Okay, so it's 3.91. Mine can only be 3.89. So with everything selected, I'm going to go up here to the resize button. And I'm going to come down here and just change that to 88, just to be safe. It barely changes things, and I mean, it won't change the way it stitches out, so that's good. It just barely changed the size. So now we're going to go to Save As, and then we're going to name it Misty. Choose, and then right here, Save as Single Pattern. That's what we want, so make sure that's checked. It's going to be, but just make sure. Choose Save. And then, so we can still edit it, or we can oh, it saved it in here. I wanted it to save it on the desktop. Oh well, I'll find it still. So it should be all, no, it's still showing us this like that. So I probably have to close it and reopen it as Misty. Yeah, see, now it's all one big file. But see, it should give us, so if you want to, it should print it all out, or like sew it all out in one color. But it looks like it's going to have us do 7 different stops. So let's go ahead and do join all adjacent threads of same color. Choose OK. Choose File, Save As. Let's find Misty, save, and we want to replace it. Yes, we do. Okay, so my machine's not plugged in, but I need to go get all of that set up. And whenever I do, I'll transfer the design over there and I'll meet you at the machine. Okay, see you in a second. Okay, so I'm over at my machine. I have the design loaded onto it. I'm using a Brother SE425 embroidery and sewing combo machine. So we can take this off and it turns into a sewing machine. That's what I have. I believe the current version of it is the 625 or PE 600. I really don't know, but I think that that's what it is. In any case, we are going to use cutaway stabilizer, and this is just from Pane. It's the Soft and Stay. Can you read that? Let's find a piece that isn't covered, Stephanie. Okay, right here. It's Soft and Stay Cutaway Embroidery Stabilizer, and I think I saved the receipt. It's normally, let's see, there it is. I got it for $1.99 a yard, regular price $11.97. I think it's normally, regular price would have been $11.97, but I paid $5.99 for it because it was only $1.99 a yard, and I think it's normally like $2.90. Well, if you know math, you can figure that out. I'm not going to try to do that. Anyways, so this is just cutaway stabilizer. This can take heat. This is what you use for t-shirts, you know, stuff that you'll need to wash, things like that, but need a soft. You don't want to use it. I mean, if you need a strong stabilizer, you should double this up if this is all you have. Okay, so we're gonna use this. We're going to hoop that in there, and we're going to use a little trick of mine that is, well, the floating isn't my trick, but this trick is. This is just the tape. It's double-sided sticky tape specifically for doing like plastic over windows, over old house, like in old houses, to have drafts and stuff in the winter. This is a double-sided sticky tape for this. It's specifically Frost King or the Duck brand that I have used, but you can't use the stuff that, you know, like for scrapbooking and stuff like that. It's just not strong enough. This stuff is, for some reason, crazy strong, and we can float this towel material on it instead of getting the hoop burns. Okay, so we're going to use that. When we do the design, when it starts going, start sewing out, we're going to put this over it, just float this over the sew out. This helps kind of keep everything in one spot. I don't know how to explain it, but your threads can kind of get muddled in the, you know, the loops and stuff. And this just adds a little bit of stabilizer to that to kind of help your satin stitch look really nice. Okay, so we're going to use this. This is called Sulky Ultra, not, is it Sulky Ultra Solvy? No, this is just Sulky Solvy. Sulky Ultra Solvy is more plasticky, a little bit stronger, but this is also dissolvable. So you can peel it off of your projects, and you can also wash your project and it goes away. So we'll be using that. And I'm going to be using, I don't have a link for this because it's not on Amazon, it's from Walmart. It's a 5-piece kitchen set. It includes 1 oven mitt, 2 pot holders, and 2 Terry kitchen holders. And I'm pretty sure it was around $10 or less. So everything is machine washable. So what I'm gonna do on the gray towel is gonna say Mr. and Mrs. Brown. That's what we just digitized. The white towels, and if you're underage, please cover your ears, is gonna say, please don't wipe your ass, or no, not even please, it's just gonna say, don't wipe your ass with my towels, or something like that. Their mom wants me to do that. And then she doesn't know it yet, but I'm just gonna put the little heart design that we have on our machine already. I'm gonna put it in the corners here on each thing. I don't want to put a big design because then she has to always be mindful of it whenever she's trying to get stuff out of the oven. I just want to put something over here on the side. It'd be kind of cute. Alrighty, so I am going to get the hooped up and get everything ready, and I'll meet you guys at the machine one more time. Okay, so to do the floating with this, normally people do floating with pins, and that's totally fine too. But since I've figured out this, I don't even know where my pins are. Actually, that's a lie. I do know exactly where they are, but I haven't known how to use them in a long time. But I mean, it's not like I embroider every day, so you'll want to do what works best for you. So at the top and the bottom only, because see how it's a 4x4 square that will sew out, but this is more like 4x5. So it'll go to the sides, but it won't go to the top and the bottom when it's sewing. You don't want this to, you don't want your sewing machine to come into contact with this. It'll gum up your what you call it, your needle, and just ruin the whole process for you. So remember, only the top and the bottom. And it's usually pretty easy to peel off. And then it leaves that little piece of glue there. Okay, and luckily with this set, it has a grid on it already, so kind of know what's the middle. There's your middle. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Don't want it to be right there on the edge. I want it to be able to have some give. Okay, and let's see, make sure that lines up with that so it's not going wonky on me. I'm not very good at making sure things stay centered, so that's a big issue for me. Okay, so I am going to switch out my thread. We're going to use this color thread, and it's a Embroidery thread. These are the kind that you put in a cup and wind through your machine instead of trying to put it on the machine itself. Okay, so if you've seen these online and you don't really know how to use these, and you've seen these on Amazon or something, that's what you do. You put it in a cup. Makes life really easy. In fact, I'll show you my cup before I change everything. So there's my cup. I just filled the bobbin. See? So it's really nice, easy to use that way. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, so it's on the hoop. It's already locked into place. I've got my thread ready, and here is my piece of Sulky Solvy, just to add a little bit more stabilizer. Now I do have a darker color bobbin. I usually like to match the bobbins, but because this is so close to this blue and I don't have a bobbin in this color, I'm just gonna try and see how it goes. Alrighty, so I'm gonna put this in fast forward. I'll see you guys at the end. I think I'm gonna cut this little piece off because I have a feeling it's gonna try to get stuck in everything the way it's flapping around, and I don't really need it. It's already printed out. They're sewn out the kind of idea of what's going on. So. Okay, it's all done. And, oh, lift the presser foot. And here we go, Mr. and Mrs. Brown. This is going to my wonderful friend Misty in the Bay Area in California. And I think it turned out really cute. So I'm going to trim all of these extra pieces, and then I'll remove this. So hold on one second. Alright, so I went ahead and cut those pieces off, and so this stuff, you can leave it on and wash everything and see how it comes out, or you can just peel it off. And then, I don't have my pokey tool over here, but you want to use your pokey tool and get the rest of this off, okay? So I hope that this was helpful. I hope you guys liked it. I'll be back in a second, back on the computer, to show you where I got this design and how you can get it too. It's on Etsy, and I'll link it below as well. Alrighty? Okay, so I just wanted to give you a quick overview of where I got this design, and kind of, there was more to it than I wanted to have to try to explain at the beginning of the video. So this is Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins. This comes from this shop. It's Artaply or Artaply. I'm sure I'm messing it up, but this person has wonderful designs and fonts and stuff like that. So when she listed this design, she didn't notice that she put font included on it. So when she sent it, so when I downloaded it, it didn't have the font. So I messaged her, she sent me the font. However, it's not a font listed on her page. So I can't promote it for her. I can't tell you guys where to get it. Or you can probably just ask her, you know, if she'll list it. I didn't want to have to go through all that before finishing this video. I just wanted to get the video finished and out there to you guys. So this is where I got the Mr. and Mrs. design. Now, I went through all of her fonts. I couldn't find it, but maybe you can go through them and maybe you'll find them. There are a lot of applique fonts. There's a lot of other fonts you can use. Another idea is to go here, just go back to the search bar on Etsy and type in embroidery font. And you get all kinds of different designs. You know, that one is one of my favorite fonts. It's a Magnolia Sky. It's so pretty. Anyways, so there's all kinds of fonts. This one looks like it will be pretty with that, with the Mr. and Mrs. That one would be nice. So, you know, just something pretty simple. You don't want to go too fancy with the name underneath. You want it to be just nice. If you have this all fancy and that all fancy, it kind of will be hard to read maybe. I don't know. Do some tests, but I don't think that it would look that great. But I am, you know, not a professional. My favorite place to buy embroidery fonts is from Pane Applique. Their fonts are always really nice. They stitch out really beautiful, and I don't have to search through all the different stuff I bought on Etsy. I can just come here and find exactly what I'm looking for. And they have these really cute kind of fonts that have, you know, they're themed fonts. So I love it. And look how nice that and thick that satin stitch is. So it's just some ideas. Like I'm really sorry that I couldn't find this font. It's a very nice font and it's stitched out really nicely. So if somebody, excuse me, if somebody contacts the owner of this shop and maybe asks her to relist it, she might, or she might be able to show you where she gets it on her page. Okay. I hope that this was helpful. I hope you guys had a fun time, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.